What would you do if you found a lost wallet stuffed with cash while scrubbing floors late at night, knowing every dollar could change your life, but then chose to return it, only to hear a loud knock on your door days later, with police officers staring you down? This isn't just a tale of honesty. It's a roller coaster of integrity, mystery, and divine reward that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Meet Maria, a hard-working janitor who thought she was doing the right thing by returning a stranger's wallet, only to find herself caught in a web of suspicion, gratitude, and an unexpected twist that echoes the biblical principle of reaping what you sow. If you've ever wondered what happens when honesty meets life's surprises, this story will grip your heart and remind you of the power of doing what's right, even when it feels like the world is against you. Let's dive into this incredible journey that unfolded on a chilly evening in May 2025. It was 8:50 p.m. on Monday, May 26, 2025, in the quiet town of Maplewood, a small community nestled in the Midwest, where everyone knew each other's names. Maria Alvarez, a 42-year-old single mother of two, was finishing her late-night shift as a janitor at Maplewood High School. Her hands ached from hours of mopping the gymnasium floor, her back sore from bending over to scrub the sticky spots left by careless students. Maria's life wasn't easy. Her husband had left her 5 years ago, leaving her to raise her daughters, Sophia, 14, and Isabella, 9, on a meager salary that barely covered rent for their tiny apartment. She often skipped meals to ensure her girls had enough, and new clothes for them meant another month of patched-up sneakers for herself. But Maria held fast to her faith, often whispering Galatians 6:9 to herself. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. As she pushed her cleaning cart toward the locker rooms, something caught her eye. A worn leather wallet tucked beneath a bench, half hidden by a crumpled gym towel. Maria knelt down, her knees creaking, and picked it up. Her heart raced as she opened it. Inside were a driver's license, a few credit cards, and a thick stack of cash, $1,500 in crisp bills. She stared at the money, her mind racing. That amount could pay her overdue electric bill, buy Sophia the school supplies she needed, and get Isabella the winter coat she'd been shivering without. For a fleeting moment, temptation whispered, "No one would know." But Maria shook her head, remembering Proverbs 10:9. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely. She'd been raised by her parents to do the right thing, no matter the cost, and her faith in God's provision was stronger than her desperation. The driver's license belonged to a man named Daniel Reed, with an address on Pine Street, just a few blocks from the school. Maria tucked the wallet into her cart, finished her shift, and headed home, her mind buzzing with what to do next. The next morning, she called in sick to her second job at a local diner and took the bus to Pine Street. The house was modest but well kept, with a small garden out front. Maria knocked, her palms sweaty. A man in his late 30s answered, his face a mix of exhaustion and wariness. "Hi, I'm Maria Alvarez," she said, holding out the wallet. "I found this at the high school last night while cleaning. I think it's yours." Daniel's eyes widened, relief washing over him. "Oh my gosh, thank you. I thought I'd lost it for good. That money, it's for my mom's medical bills. She's been in the hospital, and I couldn't afford to lose it." Maria smiled, her heart warming at his gratitude. "I'm glad I could help," she said, then turned to leave, feeling lighter despite her own struggles. But the story took a sharp turn. 2 days later, on Wednesday evening, as Maria helped Sophia with her math homework and Isabella colored at their small kitchen table, a loud knock echoed through the apartment. Maria opened the door to find 2 police officers, their expressions stern. "Maria Alvarez?" one asked, his voice clipped. "Yes, that's me," she replied, her stomach dropping. "We need to speak with you about a wallet you returned to Daniel Reed." The officer continued, "Can we come in?" Maria's hands trembled as she let them in, her mind racing. Had she done something wrong? The officers sat on her worn couch, their badges glinting under the dim light of a flickering bulb. Sophia and Isabella peeked from the hallway, their eyes wide with fear. The lead officer, Officer Jenkins, explained, "We received a report from Daniel Reed about the wallet. He mentioned there was $1,500 inside when he lost it. But when he checked after you returned it, $200 was missing. He's not accusing you outright, but he wanted us to investigate." Maria's heart sank, her breath catching in her throat. "I swear, I didn't take anything," she said, her voice shaking. "I found it exactly as it was and brought it straight to him the next day. I'd never steal, never." Officer Jenkins studied her, his gaze softening slightly. "We're not here to arrest you, ma'am. We just need to ask some questions. Can you walk us through what happened?" Maria recounted every detail, finding the wallet, seeing the cash, her temptation, and her decision to return it. She even pulled out her bus ticket from that morning to prove she'd gone to Pine Street. "I'm a janitor, and I work 2 jobs to feed my girls," she said, tears welling in her eyes. "But I'd rather go hungry than take what's not mine. I believe God sees everything, and He'll provide." The second officer, now Officer Lopez, a woman with a kind face, nodded thoughtfully. "We'll need to follow up with Mr. Reed," she said. "But thank you for your honesty, Ms. Alvarez. We'll be in touch." The next few days were agonizing for Maria. She barely slept, her mind replaying the officer's visit. Had Daniel miscounted? Had someone else tampered with the wallet before she found it? She prayed constantly, clinging to Psalm 37 verse 5. "Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will do this." Meanwhile, the officers returned to Daniel, who admitted he'd been frantic when he noticed the missing money. But after hearing Maria's story and seeing her bus ticket, he began to doubt his suspicion. She seemed so genuine. He told the officers, "Maybe I made a mistake." Officer Jenkins suggested they retrace Daniel's steps. Together, they returned to the high school gym, where Daniel remembered stopping to tie his shoe before heading to the hospital. There, tucked beneath the same bench where Maria had found the wallet, were 2 $100 bills, crumpled and overlooked. Relieved, Daniel insisted on meeting Maria again. On Saturday morning, he arrived at her apartment, this time with the officers in tow, but their expressions were different, warm and apologetic. Daniel held a small envelope and a grocery bag. "Maria, I'm so sorry," he began, his voice thick with emotion. "The money was in the gym. I must have dropped it before you found the wallet. I should have trusted you. You didn't just return my wallet. You saved my mom's treatment. I can't thank you enough." He handed her the envelope, which contained $300. "It's not much, but please, take this as a thank you." The grocery bag was filled with food, fresh fruits, bread, hot, and even a small cake for the girls. Officer Lopez added, "We're sorry for the scare, Ms. Alvarez. Your honesty is rare. You've reminded us all what integrity looks like." Maria wiped tears from her cheeks, overwhelmed. "I didn't do it for a reward," she said. "I did it because it was right. But thank you. This means the world to my girls." Sophia and Isabella rushed to hug their mom, giggling as they peeked at the cake. Daniel smiled, then hesitated. "There's more," he said. "I own a small hardware store downtown, and we're looking for a part-time bookkeeper. I heard you're good with numbers. Would you be interested?" Maria's eyes lit up. Her second job at the diner was grueling, and bookkeeping would mean better hours and pay. "Yes, I'd love that," she said, her voice trembling with gratitude. Word of Maria's honesty spread through Maplewood. The local church, where Maria attended, held a small celebration for her, collecting donations to help with her rent. A news outlet picked up the story, titling it, "Janitor's Integrity Shines, Returns Wallet, Gains a New Future." Readers were moved, sending letters of encouragement and even small donations for her daughters. Maria used the extra money to buy Sophia a new backpack and Isabella a pair of shoes for school, but she also donated a portion to the church's outreach program, saying, "God provided for me. I want to help others too." Months later, on a sunny afternoon, Maria sat at her new desk at Reed's Hardware, balancing the books while Sophia and Isabella played nearby. Her life wasn't perfect, but it was better, filled with hope, community, and the knowledge that doing the right thing had opened doors she never imagined. She often thought of Luke 6:38, "Give, and it will be given to you. With the measure you use, it will be measured to you." Her act of honesty had come full circle, proving that God rewards those who walk in integrity. What does this mean for us? Maria's story is a challenge to live with integrity, even when it's hard. Proverbs 11:3 says, "The integrity of the upright guides them." Who in your life needs an act of honesty or kindness? Here's a challenge. This week, do one selfless act. Return something lost, help a stranger, or speak truth in a tough situation. Share your story. It might inspire others. Let's close with Matthew 5:16. "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Maria, the janitor who returned a wallet, let her light shine. And when the police showed up, they brought a reward she never expected. Let's shine our light too. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, like, comment, and subscribe. For more powerful real-life stories, turn on the notification bell so you never miss what's coming next. See you in the next video.